and show you the finished product again, and then we can come back to this one. Let me just finish this one in, because it's like once you get started with this, you just can't quit. You just can't let it lie. You have to just go for it, because there's something about it that's kind of infectious and you want to keep going. Okay, now here is one that is somewhat finished. And let me just say what I did here. Okay, you can see that. I'm just going to move this up a little bit. I don't know exactly where the center of the camera is showing. Okay, so here you can see you go from dark to light, creating this gradation. And here is where I messed up, because I went all the way across here, and then this one should have been white, and so then I got everything off. So that's why you want to wait to finish out this side before you have, just finish all this and then come back and finish that side. So that is my checkerboard pattern up to the horizon line. This line across here is called the horizon line. Now, good art usually keeps that horizon line out of the center. What I mean by that is if you have a 12-inch piece of paper, you don't want to have your horizon line at 6 inches, because that makes it right in the center. And there's something about the way that your eye works, that if it's right in the center, it'll divide the paper into 2 pieces. Okay, here is the sphere that I shaded in, and what you want to do is when you shade this sphere in, you want to have a series of lines that are curved. And again, you can see that there's a darker part right in here and a darker part right in here. And then right here, it lightens up. That's really called a little bit of reflective light. And that also creates this illusion of roundness. And so here, my strokes were all rounded. And they're going over the top, but they're always rounded. And I just built this up and built it up by going in and out, just back and forth, over and over and over again. And I just kept going. And again, varying the pressure. A lot of this work with colored pencil is about sometimes you press harder, and sometimes you press lighter. But because this sphere is supposed to be a round ball, I want to have curved lines, because remember I told you that curved lines give you the illusion of depth, and flat lines flatten it out. So that's why I use curved lines here. And then I have kind of a rounded shape here in the center that just shows the white of the paper. And that again gives you another level of gradation, or going from light to dark. In the background here, I colored the hills at the bottom of the horizon line are darker, and then as you go up to the top, they lighten up, because the top of the hills are actually farther away from you than this spot right here. So that idea that you used on your grid work works here as well. In the same way over here, where they are against the horizon line, they're actually darker, and because they're more of an organic shape than a geometric shape, you also use a curved line there. And this draw in here, then I just made that a little bit darker and then went light. The sky from behind here lightens up till the very top of the horizon, to the very top of the paper, where it darkens up. So this is really something you can do. You can think this through. This is not something that you have to be, when people say I can't draw, you can draw this, because this is all done with a ruler, it's done with a pencil, it's done with convergent lines, and it's done with just a little bit of knowledge about how to create the illusion of depth on a flat surface. Now, to anchor this ball on this checkerboard, what I did is I drew this elliptical shape that's a kind of a cigar shape. And then I just shaded it in over the top of the checkerboard square. Now the thing to remember about shadows, like this ball is casting a shadow, the shadow is always darker closer to the object than it is farther away from the object. So that's all you have to do, and be sure that you shade it right next to the object. Don't have any light showing between it. And it also should be just a little bit darker than the ball itself, so you can actually see where the ball ends and the cast shadow begins. So I think I can stop there. If you have any questions, there is a discussion board link where you can ask some questions, or you can send me an email, or just contact me, and I can try to help you individually. Good luck, and I would say practice a little bit. Practice your gradation. You're going from light to dark. Practice it on a scrap of paper before you begin. Now, one of the questions that people have that I will answer right now, that I just thought of, is some people say, well, can we color in every square with different colors? You certainly can do that. You have carte blanche to finish it however you like, as long as you use this idea of going from dark to light to create the illusion of depth on a flat surface. Good luck, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for your attention.